If you've ever dealt with streaky lines or dry markers, you're not alone. Today, I'm reviewing Ohuhu alcohol markers, promising vibrant colours and smooth blending without breaking the bank. Can they solve your colouring frustrations? Stick around and find out. I'm Sarah, and this is Ink and Hue Colouring. Earlier this month, I was contacted by Ohuhu, and they offered to send me a set of the Honolulu 48 colours pastel markers set to review on my channel. And of course, I said yes. If you guys have been watching me for a while, you know that I absolutely love the Ohuhu brand. So I'm so excited to be bringing this review to you today. So you can see all our colours look super vibrant, and I absolutely love that they have the names and the numbers on there, and the barrels look so good. I love the shiny text. They're so lovely. And you can see that we've got a brush tip and a chisel tip. So this is the brush. Looks nice and fine. And then this is the chisel tip. So this would be perfect for like your bigger stuff that you're working on. And there's that name and number nice and clear. I love the design of these, and I love that they're on both sides, and they come with these little bits on the caps so that your pen doesn't roll anywhere, which is great. So in this bag, they are all freestanding, so they're not put into slots. And then we come with our color swatches, so you can test these out. And I highly recommend swatching them before you start, because you'll get a feel for the marker, and you'll also get an idea of what the colors are, because sometimes they're a little bit, the lids are a little bit different in color. And it also comes with this protective sheet that you can pop behind your pages. Now, this is a little bit small for me and my coloring pages, but I will use this for swatching. And of course we have, if I can get it out, of course we have a catalogue exploring their full range of products. So I love it when companies send a little catalogue. I love flipping through. I love finding out more about them and just getting an idea of all the colours. So if you want to know a bit more about Ohuhu, you can check out the catalogue. And honestly, I think it's a bit more personable as well. So there's all different types of tips that the markers offer. And there's different types as well. So we've got the Honolulu, there's a Ohuhu, there's a couple of others there as well. And we have some frequently asked questions, which I will go through a few facts when we get to a demonstration. But as you can see, they are very thorough with their information. So this is the Ohuhu series. Now this is the one that's a little bit more, you can see that the shape, they're a little bit more like an oval shape. And just look at all those beautiful colours that the Ohuhu series offers. And then the Honolulu and the Honolulu B series. Now the Honolulu series is what I'm reviewing today. So it comes in 363 colours, and they also have a reversible brush tip so that if it gets frayed, you can just flip it over. So this is the full range of colours, and isn't that gorgeous? I think I have the one on the end, on the far right. So there are 3 different pastel combinations, or 3 different like pastel sets of 48 that you can choose from, and you can get them in bigger sets of 96. So yeah, I have the one on the left, and I think it's great that there are sets within sets within sets, because you don't have to try and like cross-check every marker that you have to make sure that you're not duplicating anything. You can just buy set per set, and like, for example, you can buy the smaller ones over time and collect them until you have the full range. So I think that's a really great idea. They do look a bit, there's not a lot of green when you compare them to the reds and the pinks, but I think the colours are beautiful. Yeah, it's this one on the right that I have here. It took me ages to figure out which one that I have. There we go, that one. and the Honolulu S series, and the Plus series, and the Kala and the Kala B. And these are like color stickers so that you can mush and smush the colors across the page. And they also have some other products as well. They've got some sketchbooks. They do have some gel pens as well. And of course, they have the glitter markers, which I'm absolutely obsessed with, as you would know, because I talk about them all the time. Okay, and then we have some of the information in other languages as well, just in case English isn't your first language and you'd like a translation. Like I was saying before, I love when companies put a little catalogue in with their products. I feel like it's a bit more of a personal touch. Oh, and also these guys have a really great reward system, so you do have some incentive to buying their products, and I think it's another step for them in looking after their customers. So yeah, it's really great. I love that. Oh, they just feel so good. They feel really good quality. I love them. I love the different types of colors we have, and I'm really looking forward to swatching these. And the caps fit on the end. I'm really loving the way that they go down on the card. And I think as well, it's definitely worth swatching out the colors on the card because you can get a feel of how the pen tips or the marker tips feel. And you can get a feel for the bleed through, not the bleed through, but you can get a feel for how much they bleed out. And so you can start to practice how close you can get to the line before it starts going over it. So yeah, I think it's a great little practice. And as you'll see later on, I do swatch them myself on my own piece of paper to put in my swatch binder. So far, I'm really liking the variety that they have. So even though this is a pastel set, they have a really great range of mid-tones as well. So you don't always have to have super light colors. And I think in general, the color match on the tip and so like on the lid and the actual marker die is pretty close. There's a couple that are a bit different, but overall they're pretty accurate. And as you can see as well, they're streak free. I absolutely love this purple. Again, we've got some really nice mid-tones coming through, even though, again, this is pastel. And pastel's really good for me because I use alcohol markers on florals and leaves. I don't necessarily colour entire pages in alcohol markers. I'll mix them up with other mediums. So I prefer to have lighter colours so that I can put pencil over the top and so that everything's not looking too saturated. And I find too that they have some really great colours that actually match with my Prismacolor pencils. So as I'm swatching, I'm thinking about what colours they remind me of. So I know that Grey Green Light, Pale Sage, Sap Green Light, Deco Yellow, Deco Pink, and Orchid and Amethyst, they are colours that I can match. And usually what I do with my alcohol markers is I'll replace or replicate the lightest colour in a colour combination with an alcohol marker. I might actually do a swatch chart to match the Prismacolors with the markers, I reckon. Okay, so this is how the big chisel looks flat. That looks really nice. And then just on the tip as well. And then looking at the brush side. Yeah, love it. So smooth. Just do that for days. All right, so we're looking pretty even Steven here when it comes to the colors that are in this set. I don't feel like there's anything that dominates. Maybe the yellows dominate it a little bit too much, but that's all right. And this is my copy that's going in my swatch book. And I just put a bit of plastic behind it because you do get a bit of bleed through. So it's always good to have something behind the paper. And now I'm just going to show you a bit of an example about how I use the markers on a colouring page and testing them out on some of the floral artwork that I like to colour. So this is in Layla Julie's Beautiful Planet. And so I'm starting off with a greyish cherry. R242. And I really like the brush tip because I can get in those really tiny little spaces, which is what I need with flowers. The thing that struck me at the very beginning was how velvety these feel when you apply them on the paper. They are streak-free, velvety. They're really nice to hold in your hand. I don't feel like they're awkward or anything like that. As much as I prefer the brush, even the chisel tip doesn't feel awkward. And it's really therapeutic. And sometimes you just need to apply alcohol markers, don't you? Like you just need something different to go with your pencils. You need something different to go with the other mediums that you have. So fun fact, Ohuhu have the biggest range of coloured markers on the market. They have 481 colours all up. If you were to add all the colours together across their range, 481 colours, that is huge. So these are dye-based ink markers, and they appear best on surfaces such as paper or cloth. And the Honolulu series is their best seller, and it has a round ergonomic design, as you can see, and the flexible brush and chisel makes it easy to apply to your colouring pages. There are 363 colours in the Honolulu series, so it's their most popular. But I've just got a set of 48 here today in the pastels. And as you would have seen before, this is one of 3 pastel sets that you can get. And the set does come with an alcohol, it does come with a colourless blender, I should say. All of these colours that I'm using so far are just going down so nicely. Oh my gosh. So with the Honolulu series, it's a brush and chisel, and with the Honolulu B, it's a brush and fine tip. The line size is 1 to 6 millimeters, and yes, they all have the colour name on the top with the numbers, and they come in different colour sets. So you can get some skin tones, grey tones, pastel tones, and your mid to dark colours as well. And the good thing about them too, as you would have seen before, is you can pull the tips out and reverse them and stick them back in. You can buy the little grabby tool thing to pull them out. You can also buy spare brush tips as well, and you can buy refillable ink. And I just love how vibrant they are. And this colour goes really well with this is like a peach and salmon pink kind of replica. And yeah, absolutely streak free and really nice to apply. And because it is alcohol based dye, it does dry really quickly, so you don't need to worry about smudging it everywhere. And I'm going a bit quicker with the leaves just because I'm covering a lot of it up with pencil. So there might be some lines, but that's kind of me. It's just because I'm just like quickly going around it. I'm not colouring each tiny little section. So I've been using Ohuhu since I started colouring. I saw the glitter markers used by some other colorists on YouTube, so I grabbed a set and I reckon I use them at least on every second page. They are my absolute favourite. So Ohuhu is a brand that I already trust and their products I already use. So I'm bringing this review to you today, I suppose, from a place of honesty and from a place of trust, because I trust this brand. This is certainly not a brand that has rushed to put their products to market or claims to be a viral product. I really feel their approach is sustainable and I love their community vibe as well. So, like I was saying, I trust this product, which is why I was happy to review it on my channel. So we are looking super vibrant here, which is great. And I love using alcohol markers with pencil because it just brings out the vibrancy and it doesn't, even though the paper will soak it up, it doesn't fill in the tooth so much that I can't put pencil over the top. So I found that I could do quite a number of layers of the pencil and still have the desired effect. And that's a thing too, like you don't have to use the markers for every single element on your page. You can just use them for a certain amount if you like. Oh, they're so nice to use. So huge thank you to Ohuhu for actually sending me this product. I think if you guys have watched my most recently uploaded video, you would have heard how stoked I was to get an email from them, because the fact that my channel is big enough to now be able to review products, I'm just like, oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is a huge credit to you guys. Oh, and two, if you would like this colouring tutorial in its full glory, it will be up on the channel shortly after this video is released. I'm just showing you snippets today just to showcase these beautiful markers. So I will be putting that video up on the channel if you would like to follow along with me, because I will be using some other mediums as well, which you'll see in a minute. So I will be using Prismacolor pencil, some gel pens, and some pan pastel for the background, which I didn't decide on the background until the very end. At first I wasn't going to have one, but then because the flowers look so vibrant, I thought, oh, they really need a vibrant background to go with it. And as I'm colouring, I'm still marveling at how velvety these are on the paper. They're not streaky. If you look at that salmon pink colour on those small flowers, you can see how clean that is, even on the hydrangeas as well. Super clean. And I will provide the links in the description below if you would like to check out the Ohuhu markers for yourself. And I'm really happy with how these markers are not, like the colours aren't bleeding into one another, which is really nice. They're respecting each other's boundaries. So I feel like I can apply really smooth, clean and crisp lines. And there we have my completed basing. So now it's just a matter of me going over the top in my favorite pencils. And like I was saying earlier, I'm just using the alcohol markers to match the lightest color, or close to the lightest color in my color combinations. Or I'll use them to change the tone and kind of like backlight or like underpaint the pencils over the top. So you can kind of use them for a couple of purposes. And again, I'm not a professional artist. This is just how I like to use these markers. So yeah, just so you know that. The Prismacolor pencils work really well on top of the markers. Again, I don't have any problems with the tooth of the paper being filled in. You don't have to put the white on top if you're not a huge fan. It's just I like all my colours to be smooshed. So that's why I'm smooshing. And the white goes on really nice as well. I certainly don't feel like the page is overloaded with materials, which is good. I've got my eye on that orange flower in the middle because I know how nice it turns out. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it's going to be pretty. So these markers certainly match the vibrancy of the pencils, hey? And the Ohuhu markers are available worldwide. There's just going to be some product availability differences depending on what country you're ordering from. So I know that in Australia the range is a little bit less at the moment of what's available compared to the US. So just keep that in mind. However, their website is really clear. So when you look at a product, you can actually flip through what country you're from. There's like a little drop down. Oh, just look at this orange. So nice. This has come up really well. I actually didn't apply as many layers of pencil as I was originally going to because the orange and the pastel orange marker just match so well. So with the markers, you can apply as many layers of pencil as you like. I've certainly seen people just apply one or two. It really just depends on the look you're going for. So for example, I'm applying less layers on this orange flower as I am at the top on that purple one, just because it's just a different look that I was after. So if you're looking to level up your coloring, or if you're looking just to try different mediums and you're into more botanical coloring like I am, and less of the cartoony stuff that's popular at the moment, you might want to try alcohol markers. The good thing about Ohuhu as well is that you can buy smaller sets without breaking the bank. So you don't have to buy the huge 362 set. You can just buy the 48 set, or they have ones that are even less as well, I believe. Okay, just going over the leaves now, and yeah, they're blending so nicely. Look at that orange flower up the top there. Yeah. So guys, thank you so much for joining me in today's review. Again, if you would like to check out these products, you can head to the links in my description below. And again, keep your eyes peeled for more coloring tutorials featuring the Ohuhu markers. And here's my completed page. So look at what you can achieve. so nice. And I've used 8 colors. They have a very diverse range, which is great. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of these. So thanks so much to Ohuhu for sending me these. You guys are amazing. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.